Hello guys, this is James Hudson from Save Our Youth. This is a picture of my daughter that was killed at age 16 in 2010 due to gun violence. This is a memorial that they made, and I hope all you guys are viewing this and watching this and explaining to people how ignorant and stupid it is for teenagers or kids to be playing with guns. This is my daughter right here. Rest in peace to my baby. She got my name, but she just put an E on the end of the James and Hudson. She would have been 26 years old August 3rd. So August 3rd. But somebody took her life, man, and destroyed my life in the process. Have a bunch of people out here because there's a bunch of people that lost loved ones. And this is the type of stuff I want to start doing. These events and stuff, this is real nice. You know, they get to see the names of people who got killed every year, steps and steps and steps, and the names are up there. What are we feeling up? Oh, man. I don't know what Faye is at, but she should be somewhere. I'm gonna hang over here by my daughter's name for a while. What's up, man? A lot of people out here. People are tired of people being killed by nonsense, man. All these people names out here that's on these bricks died for nonsense. Take a walk, I'll be back. Be back, babes. It's been 10 years for me, man. I still feel the same, like the same day it happened. The feelings ain't changing. You just learn how to live with it. It never gets better. I don't know what my... What's up, bro?
Good, bro.
What's going on? Chilling, man.
All
All right. What's going on, man? All right. Yeah. This is crazy, man. All these people lost people to gun violence, man. Ignorant gun violence, man. For nonsense, bro. It ain't even nothing that was even worth none of this, man. Just kids playing with guns and thinking they know what they doing and shooting innocent people and you know what I'm saying?
Look at 3-year-olds, 6-year-olds.
Yeah, man. Then when you look and see all them bricks and all them names, man, it's heartbreaking, man. Like for real, my daughter down there, name down there, man. 10 years ago, and I still feel the same. Remember on Garden Street when that stuff happened with that girl? And she home now, bro. She home now. And they didn't even contact me because I know I went to the parole board and she got denied parole. But then I heard she went to a halfway house, you know, and then my kid's mother, Talena, she passed away like 6 months ago with that fentanyl shit. Came up from down south trying to sneak in and killed her. So my daughter Tiffany is going through it. You lost your sister 10 years ago, then 10 years later you lose your mother. And that's my only daughter left, so you know I gotta make sure I'm there for her, man.
We had with Troy Clark, the killing on Henry and Dixwell.
Yeah, I remember, I remember.
My stepson, man.
Oh yeah, man. It's crazy, man.
Police had got shot, you know.
Police, yeah. Oh, that was a while ago and they didn't find nobody yet, huh?
Nobody yet, man.
Wow. They snapped. Yeah, they saying, listen, bro, that's what they saying, bro.
They were thinking creek.
And I talked to him.
Yeah, he said it wasn't him or something.
He gave me somebody else's name.
Yeah.
And he was like, this nigga such he went downtown. But
so many people said that Glico ran up on him and said, you owe me money, can't get my money, you owe me. And then he tried to rob him because he said he owed him money. And then the dude was, your stepson was like, yo, man, I ain't owe you nothing. We hung out all the other day, bro. I don't. Yeah, they said we hung out the other day. And then they said, the reason why they gave the prescription somebody with the dreads, I think that's the dude that was with your stepson. He was just running, trying to get away.
Oh, that's the one he took $5 from that nigga.
Yeah, I think he must have been the one with the dreads.
No, he ain't had dreads.
Oh, so where'd they get the dread thing
That's
from?
the nigga that was robbing during the robbery. He had dreads.
But Kiko don't got dreads.
No, they could have been one of them fucking Jamaican dread
Wigs.
hats.
Yeah,
That's
true.
what I'm looking at.
True.
Yeah, it could have been one of them. Yeah,
That's
True.
what I'm looking at, bro.
Because they wasn't pressuring them all that for nothing, bro. They wasn't pressuring them for
His name
nothing.
was out there.
And it's still out there. It ain't over.
Yeah, throw that off. He gonna throw
It's
it
just
away
that
or
it's just that the police really couldn't remember because he got shot 3 times, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? And then the police got shot. I would have been hunting New Haven down.
That's what you said about New Haven don't solve no crimes, man. It's so many unsolved murders, man. If they don't get caught right then and there, or somebody tells later on, they don't solve no cases, bro.
You might get the wrong person.
And then the wrong person in jail, they don't care. As long as they get somebody sentenced, they don't care. And that's how the system is messed up. Somebody black going to jail. You can believe that. But if this happened in a white neighborhood and the police got shot in West Haven or Hampton, they'll be bringing in people from the FBI, special task forces. They'll be kicking in doors. Somebody will give up something.
Yes, got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't pressure that whole neighborhood. They're supposed to have pressured that whole neighborhood. They're supposed to have went in all houses, all doors, all businesses, got cameras, everything. They didn't do none of that.
Good afternoon, everyone.
3 weeks ago, he
Good afternoon.
was trying to plead with me, yo, man.
Yeah.
You know, from the hood, I didn't do
Even
it.
those in
Yeah.
the
The
back,
nigga
good
that the
afternoon.
was had did it and all that.
Yeah. Well, if he's the one who's supposed to have did it, why they ain't question him? Why they ain't
That
question the
nigga
nigga?
went down south.
Absolutely
He want me-
So who is the nigga that ain't from around here, that ain't from up here?
He want me to tell the family he want to talk to them. And he told me so much shit, but
Yeah.
I ain't
Family
telling
don't
you
want to talk to
And
them.
they call the
Yeah, 'cause
family
I don't
every
know.
month.
I know I have some people to
We'll
introduce,
solve
but
it.
I have
2 more months. Every month.
But I believe they will solve it.
before we go
I believe they will. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry, but sorry for your loss.
starting. This is absolutely tremendous. I don't know if anyone else has been like me, but I got chills just walking through here.
Me too. I got chills walking
And
through
at the
here.
same time, it brings a sense of closure. For some. I understand. But let me talk. And so what we're going to do right now, I want to at least acknowledge the alders that are here. If you would just come, because they represent various parts of the city. And so just come stand behind me. I may not call your name, but let the people see the alders that are here. Our acting chief of police is also here, Chief Dominguez. I saw the former Mayor Harp here also. Welcome. We have our senator here who will be speaking soon. I want to take this moment to just thank all of you for being here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for everything that you've done in some way to cause this to be a reality here in the West Hills section.
I'm here for the people with my daughter.
I buried my cousin this past Thursday, who was killed, 18 years old.
Right, that's terrible.
And it hurts.
Yes, it does.
As I was looking through the names, I saw names of my family that are written here. It hurts. But let this be the beginning of a healing process where we can come together and recognize each other's pain and embrace our humanity together. We all have something to live for. So with this, I want to introduce the tremendous mayor of this city, Mayor Justin Elicker. Would you give him a hand?
Thank you, Alder Furlow. Thank you, Alder Furlow.
Excuse me.
Thank you,
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Alder Smith, Alder Rodriguez, Alder Edwards. I believe President Walker Myers may be here as well. And thank you for your leadership. The New Haven Botanical Garden of
Hey, you didn't have to work.
I was off today.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I've been calling you. You don't answer the phone.
I've been working, bro.
But you can answer your phone. No, I can't. Okay.
I'm just playing with you. I know. I seen you call me one time.
Hey, you know what?
Tom go that fast. What up, man? What time Tom go that fast? I just seen him standing up. Oh. Excuse me.
And I want to make sure that I start by thanking some of the people that have made this possible. Seagulls, the design firm, and I look at not just the site, but that incredible sculpture that is there. Emerge,
The wrong way.
the work that your team does, not only here, but all around the city. Not only unifying our neighborhood, but also individuals that oftentimes Yale University and Valiant and Jackie Faust were instrumental in supporting the success of this project. And city staff have worked tirelessly over the past several years to support this vision as well. From Becky Bombero, the Parks Director, from a year and a half ago. And I wanted to, in particular, highlight Kat Jacobs, who works for the City Planning Department for her support on the design effort. But there are two groups, individuals that I wanted to highlight in particular. This project, and it's interesting, I've been there for a year and a half, and I go to so many events where my team got it over the finish line, but we would never have been there without the work that begun the project, that supported that inspiration. Would you all join me in thanking Mayor Hart for her vision and her support for the project? I was talking with Mayor Hart just a few minutes ago. She said, "Oh, all I did was ask the state for money." And this is classic humility from Mayor Hart. She and her team made this project happen, and we're grateful for her support. And the Urban Resources Initiative, and in particular, Chris and Colleen, who have put in the time, the energy, and some of the funding for this project. But I know the three of them individually quite well, and I think the most important thing is they put their love into this project, and you've seen that in the relationships that we've developed, in particular with Pam and Maureen and Celeste, and the other mothers that have worked on this project. You see this in their selflessness and giving up their weekends and free time to make sure that this project happens. And I've seen it in their words, and the look in their eyes when they talk about just what this project means. So thank you to everyone who's associated for your work.
It didn't go through here. Some of this one here.
Every time I come here, it's hard to make sense of the feelings that I have. And you know, I think about the families that just been talking to a lot of families about your experience. I feel so emotional when I come here. I can't imagine how you all feel. I just can't imagine. And this mixture of emotions, I feel great joy when I come here and happiness. And some relief today. I'm sure a lot of the people that have worked very hard feel relief that this project was across the finish line. But the joy that I feel of looking at such a large group of people that have come together to support each other, to share our stories, and to find some sense of what's going on. I feel great joy and passion when I come here for working to improve what has happened. I feel great sorrow. Especially as I walk down that pathway and look at the names, look at the years, and just how many people we have lost in our community, the ages,
Too many
of the individuals. And from my own personal perspective, I feel great sorrow for 2020 and 2021. As mayor of this city, we all bear responsibility for this together, but I feel great weight of that responsibility to ensure that our young people have the protection, the support, the resources that they need to live lives where they can thrive. And I feel great resolve. I feel great resolve. We're facing a very, very challenging time in our city. And what I think is hard to grapple with is when you walk down that line, you see other years where we faced similar, very, very challenging times.
Was it nothing like that 89?
When you start
Look at a young kid on the camera Channel 8. That's what I'm talking about.
1976.
A young kid working the camera for Channel
We
8.
can fix this problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
We can fix this problem.
Jobs out
You
there like
walk down
that.
there, you're reminded just how hard it is to fix this problem. But with the conversations we are having,
Let our kids know you can be behind the scenes and still come off too.
racism, about the lack of resources for our community. In places like this, where we can have more mutual understanding, share our stories, and support each other.
Somebody playing Little House on the
Places
Prairie.
where we can convene and work together to find a pathway to fix these problems. And the number of people that worked to get this project across the finish line, the number of people here today.
Are you good? Yeah, just move on.
No, I know that's yours.
You know, one of the things-
What's your name again?
James,
the
people.
three people that are most important for making this project, bringing this vision to reality, Ms. Marlene. Of course, you and Ms. Pam, I'm going to take a special note
For 12 years, man.
But
10 years since my daughter got
you have gone through incredible traumas. And your loss.
Get that day. It's like yesterday.
You never forget it.
It never gets better. You just learn how to live with
Just
it.
learn to live with
The
it.
impact that that has had on you and
She
your
was
family.
16. She would have been 26 now.
But you have taken that loss and given it to our community.
My bloodline is cut off.
As a gift.
I know.
You got no son?
I know.
Honors.
Well, you got your daughter.
My reality, yeah, but they marry on.
And honors
They carry somebody else's name.
all.
I mean, you want them to.
But they got your blood.
Right, but the boy carries their name.
Yeah, boy carrying her. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember in 2015.
Me and my dad bloodline cut off.
Yeah.
That's my reality. Everything.
She's somewhere back there. And
Damn,
we
I
just
agree.
wanted to
That's
plant
it.
a tree. Let's plant a
You
tree
seen
for
this?
the
You seen the name? I seen it.
And that tree is planted. Look at the tree that we planted here. Look at the tree that we planted here. And the vision of a tree that will grow and that will blossom into something so much
People,
greater.
man, they just
than
come here
that
to
one
hang out and
seed
talk.
that one first planted. You have created something that you all can benefit from for many, many years to come. You have made this vision a reality. And we as a community are deeply grateful to the three of you and so many other mothers that have made this project a reality. Thank you. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce someone that's working. Oh, you're the MC. Alder Frillo is the MC.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We're gonna bring I don't even know how to introduce you. I don't know what to say. You're an icon. You created this legacy. I have no idea even how to introduce you, except to say, Miss Marlene Pratt, come and talk to us.
Good morning. It's still morning.
Good morning.
I want to begin by saying
She is
this
a nice
is
lady.
the day that the Lord has made.
That's right.
Because we woke up this morning with a lot of rain, and God has smiled on this event at 11 o'clock. So I want to just thank everyone for being here. And I know you're looking forward to hearing the vision and how this vision became what it is today. And that's what I'm going to share with you. New Haven is going through some times now. I grew up here, and I remember growing up here in the after-school programs and working after-school programs and just working with kids. That I made it my lifetime career. I want to encourage children. And I picked an age group that I wanted: middle school, high school. No, I don't want the babies. The babies want to pull on you and wipe their nose. And I want the high school children where they can be impacted when they're in ninth grade. Because as they come in ninth grade, that's when all the peer pressure is there. Eighth grade is when you catch them right there, when they're starting to feel like they want to they want to get out there and do different things and want to make a name for themselves. That's where we need to get them. And that's why we have the mentorship programs over there, because I want you to walk over there after and find out who wants to help your children. We want people to step in and be those role models for our children. I started this journey, let me start back. I lost my son in 1998, right up the hill on South Genesee Street. I was living in North Carolina. I took my children to North Carolina because I saw the uprising in drugs in the city and things like that going on. So we're going down south, and I'm going to save my children's lives in this rural area where we had one stoplight and there was nothing to do. My son decided to come back to New Haven, where all his family was, and he wanted a job here. He said, I can't work there. He came back here, in 1 year, my son lost his life up there. When I received that phone call, I gave the police department 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I said, okay, I'm joining your force, and I'm driving to New Haven, and I'm going to help you find his killer. So I came up, I walked the streets, I put posters up all over, I stopped cars, I stood in their drug spot. No drugs were being sold today. We have to find out who killed my son. I left New Haven and I stayed here a week and did that every day. Okay, I gave my badge up and said, I'm going back home and I want you to do your job.
Right there. Just stand.
A week later, 2 weeks later, I received a phone call saying someone had come in who you have spoken to. So moms, we can get out there and get it done. So someone had come in who I had spoken to and said, no, I don't want my children to be hit by stray gun violence out here. These people out here do not live in our neighborhood. There was a young man that came to my house and asked me to say that I was with him. So he could be the person. He was the person, and they were able to make an arrest. I'm going to fast forward. I come back to New Haven, not knowing why I was coming back here. I came back to New Haven and I said, okay, maybe I'm here. I'm going to work in here in New Haven as a teacher. I love teaching. So I'm going to work at Career High School. My brother was sick at the time. Oh, good, I could come and help my brother and spend time with my brother. And then one day, I saw the yellow tape. And being the inquisitive person that I am, that's another name for nosy, I stopped and said, what is going on? And when the young lady said to me, oh, another child just got shot and killed.
Oh.
Just another child?
Right.
I stopped in that car. I said, is this the mentality that we have in New Haven, that is just another child?
Right. Like that's normal.
Have we become so complacent that we accept this? That was my call. That was my call right then. I said, okay, girl, you're on a mission now. So I was desperate to find who did it to my son, and now my mission. Now I'm on this mission. So I started with, okay, let me write a grant. Let me get my proposal together. Let me talk to my students, and I'm going to tell them exactly what I want and what kind of design I want. And after you draw it, I'm taking it and I'm going around the city, and I'm going to find me some place to remember my child. That time it was my child. And then walking around the city, I called first the New Haven Register, and I said, you know, you did me when I was on Genesee Street. I need a call to parents. I've been away so long, I don't know anyone. So I said, I need to make a call to parents. And they did an article. And then I was introduced to, I met Becky Bombaro first. And I went to Becky and I said, Becky, I need some help. I need to find somewhere. And then I was sitting in the Marsh Botanical Garden. I don't know if you know about that, but I was sitting there. This is much bigger and better. But I used to sit there and look at this cup, 3 fish floating around in there, and I would just pray and talk. And he told me, go up the hill to Urban Resource Initiative. Stop rain. Go up there and talk to them. So when I went up there to talk to them, they said, Marlene, do you want us to plant you a tree? I said, no, I don't want a tree. I want a whole acre of land where every mother that feels my pain can come and say, my child is in a better place. So I was on a mission. Tackling that mission, I was all over the city of New Haven looking for places. And I wanted this area because I lost my child there. So I wanted this area. I'm on a mission report looking for some place. And God brought us right back here. When I went to, a year later, I went to Survivors of Homicide. And I was going in there. I didn't know she had me come on the program to speak. But that's when I met Pam, Celeste, and Winnie. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you who Winnie is. Winnie is our fourth person. And Winnie walked this with us. Winnie went with me to argue for this area. Winnie went over there to speak at the team management meeting with me. You know, we did our work as far as trying to get this spot. Once we looked at this spot, I sat by that old tree over there, which we kept, and I just kind of looked around and said, yeah, this seems right. This seems right. So that was the mission. Then after the mission, I continued to see the violence on an uproar, and I said, we can't get this garden finished fast enough. So then there was a purpose. Now you went from a mission, Molly, now you have a purpose. And what is your purpose? Your purpose right here, right now, is to touch every individual. Not just those who have lost lives to gun violence, but touch those who are committing the crime, touch those who feel like I don't have any concern about gun violence or what's going on in here, because it didn't happen to me. But if you walk in our shoes and you feel that pain, then you would know that this is something that we need to identify with. This is a problem that we have in this city. 3 weeks, they're forgot about.
Yes.
Then it's another shooting. We mourn that shooting, we do our vigils, and then they're forgot about. When you walk down that pathway, I'm almost done. When you walk down that pathway, and you walk down those bricks, you have no other choice to be aware of what's going on. I look at 76, I look at 78, I look at 89. 34, I think it was 34 lives that year. And when you look at that pathway, that has to bring awareness to you to say, yes, we do have a problem.
Yes.
This is just New Haven.
Yes.
I never thought I would see something like this in my city. This is just New Haven. So why a garden, Marlene? Why not after school program, which I work? Why not that? This garden is going to bring awareness to everybody that walks down that walkway. When they walk down that walkway and they see those names and they see those ages, 16, 6 months old, 8 years old, 6 years old, and they look at those names and ages, you got to say, okay, what can I do? What can I do? We are adults. And the problem with adults right now is that when we see our children, and we see our children on the block, on the corners and stuff like that, oh God, we're a little nervous about it. But those are someone's children. They belong to somebody, and they may not have the support system that you can give. So when you see those children hanging out, it is our duty, it is our purpose to give back to those kids. How do we get back? We go to work, but when we come home from work, we can't give 2 more hours. We can't say, okay, here's 2 more hours that I'm gonna spend with a child at a school, at an after-school program, in a community center. Let me spend 2 hours with that kid, because they may have a parent that's working somewhere, and while that parent's working, let me give back to that child because I can. They need positive role models in their lives, and that's how we are going to change this city. We have to be the change. We have to be the change. And when we are the change, we will see change. I leave by saying this. I just said I wasn't going to talk long, but the last thing I want to say, and I'm saying this to the mothers. Moms, our babies are laying here when we go to the cemetery, that cemetery reminds me of the day I had to put on black and the day I have to lower that casket in the ground. So even though I'm there and I see his stone there, I'm reminded of that tragedy. But just know that in that walkway we have to live. This belongs to you. This belongs to the city. It doesn't have to be someone that's in that walkway. I might want to come here for healing because I just found out cancer.
Pissing me off. Keep talking about
Mothers, that's why we're showing get up there. We got to stand behind.
Yeah. Keep saying mothers. What about the fathers? We lost kids too.
That's why we want fathers' minds too.
Pissing me off, kind
When you walk down that walkway and you look at that name, that's supposed to boom. That's your real